We turn now to a major case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. It could change the way universities nationwide handle affirmative action. UNC-Chapel Hill is at the center of this case. WFMY News 2's Avery Powell listened into today's arguments and heard from a UNC professor who was in the courtroom.
UNC Professor Ted Shaw was at the Supreme Court in 1978 when the High Court decided the landmark Bakke case related to affirmative action. Today, he was back for different arguments on affirmative action before a new court that could have another significant impact.
The problem in this country isn't race, or hasn't been race, it's been racism.
University of North Carolina law professor Ted Shaw says less than 2% of applications to UNC consider race in any significant way. He says with America's long history of discrimination, race should be considered in college admissions to make sure everyone gets a fair shot.
The notion that the way you resolve that or the way you cure that is to gouge out your eyes in the interest of what you purport to be colorblindness is an absurd notion.
Monday, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments for race being used in college admissions at Harvard University and UNC.
Race for some highly qualified applicants can be the determinative factor, just as being an oboe player in a year in which the Harvard Radcliffe Orchestra needs an oboe player will be the tip.
But conservative justices questioned the need for race being a factor at all.
We did not fight a civil war about oboe players. We did fight a civil war to eliminate racial discrimination.
North Carolina is 22% black. African American students make up just 9% of UNC's campus. But if the court rules affirmative action unconstitutional, Shaw says that number could go down.
The only way we've been able to bring about more inclusion, more opportunity in this country isn't accidental.
Professor Shaw says depending on how broad the court's decision is, it could impact more than just education, including employment. A decision is expected next summer.